what time is it? It's actually the day of the year of 2021. Um, Happy New Year's Day to everyone. This video is going to be the year of January 1st of 2021 to July 1st of 2021. And this is going to be actually a good time to understand what I'm going to impose of doing the cards and understand what they're going to say. Anyway, my greetings to you is that we are going to talk about what's going to happen in the new year of 2021. And I understand that this is going to be a good video to watch. I guarantee you that. But apparently is that we are going to look at things in a different way, which means we are going to think of a different way of thinking about the positive of the year of 2021, as you can see. Anyway, the point is that we have to look at things in a good way. There's an old saying out there is, slow and steady wins the race. That's what we are going to do. Because we go from January all the way to July, right? And that's actually a 10-week period, right? And we are going to identify that, okay? I do have the paper that you usually see. I'm going to interpret that. You might see my face a little bit so you can understand what's going on and about me talking a lot. And basically we are going to do the cards as well, what they're going to reveal in this whole entire of the state of mind to think of good ways for me to figure this out. Okay. As you can see, where there's nothing here right now, but there's gonna be this that's gonna be all spread. But the thing is that I have an actual basic storyline of the whole entire pandemic that was in my brain that is so desired to do. And basically, it's actually half of the story, basically between the good spirit and the opposite of the spirit which is, well, the evil spirit, right, around the world. And that makes chaos and darkness and all that stuff. The point being is that we are going to look at things in a different way between the two, right? We're going to look at the two ways of our advantage and disadvantage to understand what's going on, right, in the world. And understand that we are going to take our time to figure this out, right? It's a new way to look at things in a good way. The point being is that we are going to communicate in the best way as we can, which means in my understanding is where we are going to think about the positive nor the negative side, right? And I understand that the world that we live in, God created us to live on this planet. He created the whole entire world. But the only one who made the chaos around the world is basically the evil spirit, who's Lucifer. And we know his name in the Bible, of the Holy Bible. And we know his name. anyway, the point being is that we are going to look, in my point of view, is where we are going to understand what's going to happen, okay, in my experience. And the experiences is where we're going to look at good things in life, okay. We're going to look in a good way, knowing things, right? There is a possibility for all of us to understand, right? And we have to believe in what's going to happen, right? So in my indication of all of this is we are going to look at this in a good way, okay? Further ado about me reading you the cards over here that you were seeing before, and usually you see me with this paper as well, right? And I'm going to actually read to you, okay, of what's going to happen, okay. This is going to be of all signs of the Zodiac, which means from January all the way to December, okay. Those are all the signs I have, and that's a lot. You have earth, fire, water, and air, okay. Those are the 4 signs, the four Zodiac signs. And so this is what we are going to look at, right? We're going to look at the best side as I can interview it, which means I'm not going to interview, but I'm going to understand in what I'm saying, okay? So, in my interpretation, okay, of I'll put this on the, just like all the stuff that I have on the table as you're going to see sooner or later. We are going to look at this in a good way, okay? And this is what we are going to do, okay? So, we have these cards, the playing cards, we have these cards, and we have this, okay? We are going to look at this, okay? This is my way of from January 1st of 2021 to July 1st of 2021, 10 weeks from now, okay? This is what I'm kind of to interpret of all the cards I'm going to do, and we're going to reveal each card. Even I'm going to reveal these as well, but we're going to look at these first. Okay, so here we go. The first is the 5 of Wands. It's reversed to you, but upright to me. We have the Page of Wands is reversed to you, but upright to me, right? So we have that, right? And we have these cards as well, plus this. So basically I'm only going to do half, okay? And we are going to do this, okay? So, in the words I'm going to describe to you is we have the 5 of Wands and we have the Page of Wands, okay, these two. So basically I was asking a question, and the question refers to, so basically I am imaging in 10 weeks from now, is COVID cases are going to go down? Question. The answer is, based on that, the COVID cases would drop in the season of spring. The season of spring represents the Page of Wands. Okay. See the card that looks like a lizard of some kind, and he's looking to know what he's going to do next. That's what based on what my theory is, the COVID cases would drop in the season of spring. Okay, right now, I can understand that the cases are gonna be still slightly up for a while, but they are going to continue to go down sooner than later. We just have to take time, and we have to embrace it to understand about bending that curve, which means we're going to bend the ramp, which means we're going to make the ramp to go down and not up, right? As you can see. So that's what it is. Okay, for this card. Now, number 2 would say for the 5 of Wands, we'll say, well, this is what I call a conflict. Conflict is a battle. Okay, and this is between of the winter to spring. This is what it is, right? You have conflict, right? See all this picture, and you have lots of people here in this group, and you see wands everywhere, and you're holding it up. Yeah, that's based on conflict. Like there is a battle going on, like warfare, around the world, and that's what it actually is, because it's just tearing people's lives apart, and it's sad and ugly, and you're failing a test, and you're trying to stay positive as much as you can, and so on and so forth. That's what this card means. Okay, and what else is we going to understand is that we have this card that's going to be later on. So we have that. Plus, so basically we have this that's already done over with. Okay. Now in these cards here, we have the 10 of clubs. We have the 10 of hearts. We have the 2 of hearts, and we have the 10 of diamonds. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now in that mind, we have, so I image on a baseball field, and this is basically, it's called, so that's what the image is. And the image is telling me that the home base for the 2 of hearts represents happiness. Okay, we have to stay happy in order to succeed. That's what that is. And on the other side of the word is spend time with your loved ones. So spend time with, with your family, right? And that's what that is, right? So spend time with that. Even if there's lots of, I don't know, the pandemic is getting to a lot of people, right? You just have to stay positive in order to succeed, right? That's what it kind of is. What else? First base is the 10 of diamonds. The 10 of diamonds is basically, it is big financial success, which means is that big financial success, which means everyone's going to get a lot of money from the government, right? A lot of money, and even the pandemic. The pandemic is going to be surviving of the losses that we had, expensive losses, trillion of losses, you name it. That's a lot, and it's going to be coming a I'm not going to say chaos, but it's going to give us a big relief of finding a right solution to solve a problem, right? We have to identify it between the 10 of diamonds. Okay. Now, the second base refers to the 10 of clubs. Well, no, the 10 of hearts represents second base is good news and large gathering. I'm going to tell you about the good news. The good news is about the vaccines, and there could be at least between, when I'm estimating this, between January to July, in 10 weeks, I'm going to say that there can be about at least 2 million, 2 trillion people that could get vaccinated around the world of the vaccine. And I guarantee you, hopefully we could do it in that time frame between January all the way to July, right? We can make it through it, right? We just have to have good news and stay positive. That's what that is. And large gathering, I understand that the health officials were saying stay as your small group, but the thing is, if people can't follow the dumb rules and they want to gather at least 10 to 25 people or 30 people, that's a lot of people, right? And they could actually get affected by the virus, right? COVID-19. But anyway, that's what that's what the large gathering is, right? It's kind of I'm not gonna say perceiving, but it's gonna be like, oh my god, that's a lot of people. Yeah, it would be, right? So we have to take smaller like small sizes of people to eliminate the concept of the virus, to let it like die down, to let it drain itself, which means, hopefully it's going to be gone, right, in a matter of moments. But we will take our time, okay? And that's what the 10 of hearts is. Now the third base represents traveling. Okay, that's the 10 of clubs. And traveling is, well, basically, hopefully when everything is kind of between back to normal-ish, is where about we will still have masks with us and everything else. But traveling it's going to be okay at the moment. It's going to take slow and steady wins the race, which means we're going to go slow in order to win the race. Which means when we're traveling, hopefully there won't be a large gathering of people to travel. There's going to be maybe less people to travel in order to succeed, right? We have to succeed in order to survive the virus, right? If we can't succeed, we're going to pass away, right? And we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. But the point is like everyone has to understand of how it is, right? Like I say, it's not all fun and games. It's not. But we have to understand what's happening around the world, right? And that's kind of it is, right? About traveling, right? We have to know what location we're going to go from, to and from, and come back, right? That's what the traveling is, right? Where we are gonna transfer and come back, right? And if you went to let's say, if you went to go on a plane, for example, and you're on a plane and you're traveling, let's say to, I don't know, Portugal or China, and let's say their airports are closed or whatever it is, you're going to be stuck somewhere. Even if you're a Canadian or not, or USA or whatever it is, you're going to be stuck. If the traveling order is lifted, if everything is lifted by that time on January 8th of 2021. But the point is like, when lots of people are traveling, it means that those cases of COVID is going to be rolling up a big hill. Like, it's kind of like a snowball. Whenever that snowball is small, it's going to get larger and larger and larger and larger and larger, and it's going to be like a big size, like this size, or even this size. If you can see it, like my hands. Okay, they're going to get big holes like this. That's how big it's going to be, like a snowball, right? Bigger as that. That's what the cases could go about the traveling situation. I understand that people want to travel. I get that, but we have to face, in order to achieve this, right? We have to believe in God we trust, is Jesus Christ. We have to believe in Him, right? And it's true. So we have to do that. So anyway, that's what the Ten of Clubs represents. All right. So anyway, so basically that's what the whole entire image on the baseball field is. The hearts represent spring and summer. So Gemini, Aquarius, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, and Libra. Diamonds represent Earth would be Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, and yeah, that's what it is. And that's like fall time, which means autumn weather. And for clubs, represents well, it will represent winter, but it says Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So you do all this, okay? So that's what it is. Now, it's not over yet about this paper. There's more to that. So basically on that, that's what that is, okay? So just give me 1 second to put these back down. Okay, put these over here. This is the last card I'm going to say. But I have lots of information to go through. Okay. Anyway, so anyway, this is what's gonna happen. So you do the numerology. The numerology for all zodiac sign from January to December. Okay. So we have at least 88 is the numerology, and 88 is based on number 88 tells me Jesus Christ was named after 8 days of, well, a man, right? He is a man, right? Anyway, that's what that is. Okay. If you want to read the circumcision, basically it's in the Bible. Read about it. And I'm not going to get into more graphic about it. Just read about it if you want to. So that's what that is. Okay. Now, for this is what we're going to do, and then we're going to look at the top here, and then I'm going to tell you what's happening from what's going to happen on the other side of not Canada, but in Europe. And I'm going to explain that what's happening right now. So we have the horse. What a nice horse, eh? But it says, trust your feelings. Trust your feelings. And that's what it says. And that word is, actually it is, basically on that is trust your feelings. Okay, trust your feelings. And when I was reading this in the one of my one of the books here that I have, it says in the middle of this, it says the next roll of the dice. Okay, the next roll of the dice. What I mean is between trust your feelings and the next roll of the dice. Basically, trust your feelings is just trust being happy as much as you can. When you try to overthink of things and you don't know what to trust about or trust somebody or anything like that, you have to trust your instincts, your intuition, your gut feelings, everything what this card means. Okay. Let's pretend about the horse. Okay. Look at the horse. Okay. It's a nice horse, just as that. Now you don't know about the feelings, what the horse is saying, or what the horse is feeling. Happy, sad, angry, whatever it is, right? You have to trust your feelings in order to achieve, right? And if your order to achieve means that you're going to be successful in life, right? That's what that kind of is, okay? But on the concept of that is where you have, in the middle of this, it says the next roll of the dice, which means it's like playing a dice game, right? And let's say you want to roll a 1, but you roll a 5, right? The 5 is higher than 1, right? And if you do it as a fraction, it's 1/5, right? If you, let's say for another example, let's say you were rolling a 2, and the next roll number would be a 6. If you do it as a fraction, it's 2/6, right? That's what the next roll of the dice is, right? What I mean by the next roll of the dice is where you have to, it's a 50-50 chance, right? It's a 50-50 chance. What I meant is, it's kind of like what I'm trying to understand here, okay? The next roll of the dice, okay, is where you have to understand it, like conflict, like a battle, okay, like competition. You have to defeat the opponent in order to win the game, okay? That's what that is. But the point being of that, in that concept, is where you are going to identify of what's happening, okay? What's happening. And if you're saying to me, oh, Spirit, tell us what's happening. What I meant is by that is where we have to identify and look at things in a different way, which means when we look at, let's say, the new normal, what lots of people are saying in the news around us, even the world. The new normal would look like, you're on Zoom, you're texting, you're phoning, you're talking to people in person or not, on your computer, on your phone, whatever it is. That's a new way of a new normal. It's like wearing a mask, right? Keep the 6 feet distance. All those things. That's a new normal, right? If you compare to that to 2019, we didn't have that. But we have to in order to succeed, in order to pass a test, right? We have to understand that. I understand that I'm doing the best as I can, right? As thinking about the positive, right? But we have to in order to understand that completely. We do, right? And what I'm going to say next, okay, about the COVID situation here. There's going to be something that's going to be happening, okay? There is going to be something really, 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 really extent, astonishing, brilliant, perfect, a miracle. But all the words I'm saying is, this is what's happening, okay? Now, let's, I'm not going to say, we're not going to switch subjects here. But this is what I'm going to say, and then I'm going to tell you what's the next piece of my paper that's telling me this, okay? In my own writing experience. When I said to you about trust your feelings, trust it. Trust. Don't look at the negative things and say, oh, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough, or it's not all about you, okay? Sometimes it's rare that people say that in a negative tone, because they would say, oh, I'm better than you, right? That's a negative thought. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's going to mess up your whole entire ruin your life thing. Don't do that. But what I'm trying to say is, in my mind, is where we are going to look at things in a good way. Okay? We are going to do that. Because when I said to you, like, the next roll of the dice, we have to figure out what's the next number, right? The next number comes after 1 would be 2, right? That's the next number. But we have to understand that completely, in understand. Okay. Now this is going to be a different subject here. I'm going to read it on the paper, and then I'm going to go back to the camera. Okay. So we have half of it. Okay, this is all half. Now the second half is so when COVID happened, basically when COVID happened, before that was Jesus Christ and Lucifer, that they were playing chess, right? Let's go back to that, because when I said to you before that when Jesus was playing the white chips and he went first, and Lucifer was doing the black chips and he went, all the pieces were actually crumbling, which means every single pawn, every single knight, everything is gone. Now there's only two, which the two is one piece of white piece of the chess, and there's the second piece that is black. And when you look at those two, is where the white piece represents the king, and the black represents the queen. And the evil spirit used the queen, the black queen, to dominate and defeat the white king piece. And if you have those two, if you have one and you're removing one, it will hit the other into a diagonal position, which means that the black piece was defeating the white piece. And that means that the evil spirit has won, which means that he created COVID before the whole world even knows it. The whole world already knows. But we have to trust your feelings. Like my feelings, everybody else's feelings, whatever it is. We have to believe in God. In God we trust, Jesus Christ. Right? We have to go back to Him. If we don't go back to Him, the only one that we would have to, have lots of stuff going on. It's just the negative stuff, and we don't want that. We absolutely don't. But the point being is that what is happening in Europe right now, in Europe, is what's happening in Europe, okay? This is how it's going to be all combined into one. COVID, the world, and Europe. Europe, like China, Portugal, those two countries, this is what COVID is happening to it. Basically, in my own point of experience, how many people died from COVID of China? The answer is 4,634 deaths in the past of the year of 2020. Because COVID started there. Okay, COVID started there. Then the next country that's actually very close to it, how many people died from COVID of Portugal? The answer would be 6,906 deaths of 2020. Which is that Portugal was actually in first. Portugal was first, and second was China in the death tolls. Those two, okay. We have the 6 and we have the 4. 4 plus 2 is 6, and 6 minus 2 is 4. Okay. Those are the two of the deaths. Okay. Now, this is not over yet. Okay, this is not. Now, the other half that I was saying to you, when we look at the kingdom of God in heaven, and we look at the opposite to the kingdom of heaven, okay, there's two, is where the evil spirit was having warfare, okay? COVID warfare of the world and warfare from heaven to the kingdom of darkness. As in, there's lots of names to say. There'll be evil spirit, Lucifer, Baphomet, you know, all those three names, right? And that's what it is. Okay, that's what it is. Because we have to, in order to understand what's happening, we have to succeed. We have to think positive. We have to think of a way of two versions from the past of 2019 until 2020, and from the year of 2021. So basically, we have to think, right? What I'm going to say is, when we refer to back to where my paper was, in the middle it says the next roll of the dice, right? So we have to believe in Jesus Christ. We got him. I understand there's 1 million followers are following the evil spirit, and 1 million followers are following Jesus. Those are the two. Okay, those are the two. 2 times 2 is 4, right? But we have 1 and we have 1, and we have that as 2, right? And we have to look at those, right? I understand that this is actually a great time to think positive as much as we are in today, but negative can drag down a lot of people. Negative was driving me down a while, but I got through it, which means I'm actually thinking and staying on the right track, which means I am in a positive state. Before that, I was on the wrong track, which means I was running, I'm not going to say running down a hill, but I was actually, I was in a negative place. I was actually having bad luck. It's kind of like, imagine yourself playing the roulette wheel and you want to hit red, but you're hitting black. And all the money that you had from the red, that is your gain. In black is your loss. When the number hits black, you're losing, and all the money is gone. So, that's negative, right? That's a loss of money that you have, right? And I'm not going to reverse it, but we have to turn from the negative into a positive. We have to look at things in a good way. We have to survive, right? That's a good word to say. And it's very good, right? It's very good. But yeah, like I say, but that's what it is. All I can say is in 10 weeks from now, okay, in 10 weeks from now, from January to July, in 10 weeks, we could actually get at least 2 million doses of Moderna vaccine and Pfizer vaccine. And absolutely, we can get this pandemic over and done with. We have to achieve in order to succeed. It's like having a prayer, praying to Jesus, and then in order to receive it from Him and being answered by Him. That's what it is. Thank you, and Happy New Year to you all.